make sure that the farm input program is going to be done properly. By the way, do you know, Innocent, that the president changed the FISIP to something else? But I can tell you that even today, in fact, even his wife, obviously, is referring to a former name. That is number one, confusion.
Can we remove his wife and just talk about real issues here?
Even his ministers cannot even recall that the name of FISIP has changed. Even him, he doesn't even know that the name of FISIP has changed to something else. Maybe you may know because you're a media person. But to be honest with you, we've been under a regime that has been lying, and it will continue lying, and it will continue giving promises that they can't even do. So, by and large, or in summary, as I withdraw the First Lady into this debate, and I apologize for that, by and large, it has been a very terrible 2022. It has been a very terrible 2022 to the farmers. It has been a very terrible 2022 even to a business person, because the economy has basically been dry. There is no money. There is literally no money. Today, I can tell you that under the PF, I think before 2021, people would struggle to say, no, boy, nifunako, maybe like Antonio said, nifunako 3P. But this time around, even to find the 50 kwacha under 2 weeks, it's very difficult.
Right. Let's hear from Mr. Vene Hachombwa. That was, of course, a general question that I posed to both of you. Now, we are going to move sector by sector. But before that, we're going to spend 2 minutes each. I'll give you 2 minutes, and also Mr. Ngwira 2 minutes as well. And the first question I have to Mr. Vene Hachombwa. You did mention that when you were coming into office, you did inherit a lot or a damaged economy altogether. Now, I want to remind you that prior to the elections, I can take it way back in 2015 when you had this very enticing slogan about, Alesa driver, in the name of President Agende Hichilema. Come in 2021, you devised the slogan now to Bali will fix it. So meaning that possibly one would think that you were very much informed, or you knew how or which button you're going to press for you to turn around the economy or the wrecked economy. Is that the case?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The country was damaged for the last 10 years. And we don't expect every damage that was done to be fixed within 1 year. Right? We have got a 5 years mandate now. And the people of Zambia have given us that mandate. Do you know what I'm expecting from the PF? Providing leadership, checks and balances. Okay? Because I want you to understand that before being your PND, before him being PF, we are Zambians, right? He's my brother. From here, we'll be like, this is the spirit that we need. Now, we've just said that the country was damaged for the last 10 years. And the damage that was caused in the past 10 years cannot be fixed in 1 year. Can you judge the UPND government with their mandate, which is 5 years? Okay, we've done 1.5. Okay, we're still going forward, right? Let us expect more things. We are saying Barry will fix it because he understands what he's doing. But now, not to name call here. We need to be very professional here. Okay? He is my brother here, right? And we need to say the truth that these colleagues who were in office, if you want me to speak in my mother's language. Now, when you talk about the economy, Innocent, when you talk about order in the country, these are different stories today. Because the way he's able to talk freely, nobody will follow him tomorrow, right? Even investor confidence for people to come in the country, they look at how stable you are. Now the country is stable today, Innocent. This is why today we see different people flocking in the country, looking for opportunities here. He's here. If I'm lying, he's going to say that I'm lying. Under the regime, instability was a talk of the day. You can't drive through intercity with a key holder for HH. Putting on a red shirt was a crime. If I'm lying, let him say it now. But now, that is not what we're here for. Let us discuss facts. They were given 10 years to rule the country. They did their part. I normally appreciate the PF because they were given a mandate. They worked. Let them also allow the UPND to function and work. When the people of Zambia decide again, they'll move on. But I want to be very clear with you that PF is not coming back anyway. No. They're still dreaming. Now, in March, a few months from today, we'll be going for a conversion. To me, it's a final burial time. We're going to bury PF completely. Maybe they're still dreaming. You know, when you lose your wife in a home, you won't sleep. We had UNIP, we had the MMD. MMD still thought they would come back, right? PF came in. That is how Zambia operates. And if the people of Zambia would move on, they would move on to a new political party after we are done. About the PF, their job now is to provide leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ngura, I'll also give you 2 minutes because I want to push in my question now, based on your submission, your earlier submission. You did mention that the recruitment of the over 30,000 civil servants was the PF plan. You did mention that Dr. Wanchinga, he actually made an announcement before the floor of the House that the PF was going to recruit all this number you've talked about. Now, my question is that how do you claim ownership to this recruitment when you did not implement that plan of yours? You claim it's yours. Because really, you can't say, I was about to do that. You want to marry a woman and then you didn't marry. Somebody else comes to marry such a woman. Then you say, actually, I was supposed to marry that woman. Why can't you just admit that really you failed to recruit this number of teachers? It ends there.
Good governance or good governance calls for people to be responsible in terms of, first of all, preparing a base or preparing a foundation. And that is exactly what the Patriotic Front did. We prepared infrastructure foundation. And today they can boast about recruitment of those 30,000 teachers because we have built schools. We've also built colleges and we've built universities. This is a wrecked economy that he's talking about that actually made them to have an easy way of recruiting the 30,000 teachers, which, like I said, they are still struggling to put on payroll. This is a wrecked economy that has enabled them to actually even recruit 11,000 or is it 14,000 health workers because we built hospitals, we built universities in the health sector. This is a wrecked economy that they're talking about, which managed to actually make them sell so well in terms of sailing, as in a ship is selling so well because of the foundation that we created. I'm not claiming, or rather wanting to get kudos on the recruitment of the 30,000 teachers. I'm simply telling the Zambian people that these are the announcements that were made. If today I find, or rather I've told my wife that actually by next year, meaning 2023, I'm going to give you twins. Then for some reasons, this crook comes and deceives her and she leaves me. Then she gets married to this same crook and a liar. Then, like I promised to say, I'll give you twins. Then the twins come. It simply tells that, those are my twins. Because, let's be very realistic. So, what the UPND need to do is, first of all, recognize that the PF did something. We could have not done 100% of things. This is the reason why, when you ask specific questions, our colleagues would want to now start talking about things that you did not ask them. You talk of intercity, you talk of freedom of whatever they are saying, you talk of all sorts of things. That is what happens to people that are blank when it comes to governance. This
not that they're trying to expose you and your former regime on the ills that possibly you were involved. Not really defending themselves, but maybe to expose you.
You see, when you're innocent, you haven't asked me about whether I've eaten or not. Why should I tell you if I've eaten? If you have asked me a question to say, Wangwira, ushemavala suti or sumunavare suti, let me tackle that. and then issues of saying no, actually nabura na motoka yaso doesn't make sense. So what am I saying? This is a wrecked economy that actually has produced Kazungula Bridge, which today the president is actually proudly saying that we have invested prudently in this bridge. So this is a wrecked economy which has given them a great foundation. I've always said, times without number, that these, as politicians sometimes, would want to, become a bit petty because we want to silence or rather bury those, our colleagues that were there. Their job as UPND has been to talk about PF this, PF that, with an expectation. Who asked him about the convention? And who said that after the convention, PF is going to be buried? So that is the confusion that our colleagues have. They do not have what to tell the Zambian people. Let him tell me categorically that no, as UPND, we promised you a stronger kwacha within 24 hours after being sworn in. Let him tell us that as UPND, we promised you a 50 kg bag to be bought at 50 kwacha when we form government. You see, the challenge with putting timelines in your promises is that people listen. Mr. Haka Indechidam, including him, who speaks like him, said that when we form government, I'm sworn in. That might be a very little thing, but trust you me, as a leader, you must be very consistent. When I'm sworn in at 10 hours, 14 hours, the dollar is going to crumble. As we speak now, we are struggling with the kwacha. I can tell you that this is the government, this is the president that said, farmers are going, this is your election, farmers. We are going to reduce the cost of fertilizer from 600 to 250 kwacha. That hasn't happened. He is buying fertilizer for his uncles and whatever, because for his uncles in wherever they are, at 1,000 plus. And the Honorable Jackie Mwimbu even lied on the floor of the house that in Monze, fertilizer is 600. So this is a government, and these are colleagues that would want to tell you lies, and they want to continue telling you lies, and this is going to continue until 2026, when the Zambian people just say, I think at least you have fulfilled your desire to be a Republican president, but in terms of governance, Mwakangiwa is here.